You're welcome back. Public affairs analyst Ayo Adewale joins me now to discuss the 6-point plan released by INEC towards Saturday's election. Good to have you on the news at this time.
Thank you for having me.
Well, INEC chairman has reeled out his 6-point plan, including, of course, the reconfiguration of about 190,000 card readers, deployment of election materials, train ad hoc staff, deploy personnel to registration areas, across centers in the nation. What are your concerns? Because a lot of people are raising issues as to what it would cost INEC to deliver on this ahead of Saturday.
Well, for me, INEC has shown that within the context of their best, there's a need for them to always test the system before it is deployed. I think the inability of testing the system and thinking out of the box that in the event of some eventualities, how do we cope and how do we move ahead as planned, as is what have thrown itself up. I would say that they can do better, but again, for so many Nigerians, it's a very big disappointment.
You think they can do better? What, in concrete terms, can INEC put in place now to ensure that it doesn't drop the ball?
In the short term, what they can do is be very strict with the officials and very strict with their methodologies. And there must be no room for laxity. In the long term, INEC must have to deploy technologies. We've said this time in, time out. The kind of technology deployed are not contemporary enough to cope with our sundry matters. People saying that Nigeria is about 180 million, that makes it very equivalent for INEC. For me, that's a no-no. You understand? We've seen countries that have about 1 billion citizens, and yet they can carry their election on without the kind of hiccups that we have. And if you also use some very good SWOT analysis to check our systems, I don't think we'll find ourselves in this situation.
So now there has to be a national discourse on the management of elections. That was what the INEC chairman said.
We don't need a national discourse for that. We need a head. What do you want to discuss about? You want to discuss about managing people, or managing materials, or managing resources? Why do you want to discuss about it? Just get good heads to run the system, and that's all.
You think that is all it would really take, especially considering the fact that Nigeria has been down this lane over and over again? 2011, we had to postpone an election. In 2015, it was the same thing, and now 2019.
It's because we not have the right square peg in the square hole. Look, if you go to some countries where aircraft management, is being seen, take Gatwick Airport for instance, or Heathrow. You know how many planes come in and out? And yet you don't have any crash or mishap. You can't tell me that that is not much more difficult than just managing some card readers and people moving some materials here and there. I think what INEC should be telling us that maybe they're having difficulties in some northeast part of the country where you have insurgency and all of these deadly insecurity things going on. But they can't come and tell us that moving material from point A to point B and getting the right people at the right time to deploy is a problem.
But INEC says it has actually started the process to retrieve all the sensitive materials back to CBN. Are you confident that there would not be any loopholes?
Well, it's a matter of the security agencies now. It's not a matter of INEC. Those are beyond INEC. It's for the security agencies to open their eyes, and of course the political parties to also monitor it strictly and make sure that nothing goes wrong.
All right, thank you very much, Ayo Adewale, for joining us on the news at this time.
Congratulations on your studio.
Thank you very much.
Nice.